This has to be the smile scene around the world.
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1.
I think it's wild that this person got an award for a diss track. So what is behind the astrology? Well, your girl went and found out. Kendrick is coming in as a Gemini Sun, Pisces Moon, Libra Rising, and Aries North Node. Drake is coming in as a Scorpio Sun, Cancer Moon, Leo Rising, and Aries North Node. So we're starting to see a pattern with South Node Libras, right? We're starting to see a pattern with Miss Bama having the same South Node and the same issue. Now, in this case, it's important to consider that Drake and Kendrick are peers. So these are people who are born in the same age and have shared karma or the same kind of karmic patterns. And so what happens in a peer relationship is that competition could come up because you sniff and spot the weaknesses of each other. You know you're both working on the same things and you could basically call each other out. And this is why there's a lot of conflict with same peer relationships. And that is the bigger scope that is happening in this feud, is that Kendrick is calling out the weaknesses of Drake because he can see him, he can spot him. But it gets bigger than that. Scorpio's Achilles heel, or like their weaknesses that they can't help defy, is going to be a Gemini. And the reason for this is because Gemini prize, wanting to get information, and Scorpio wants to conceal. So at the same time, they're also fascinated with each other because Scorpio appreciates that somebody could draw him out and somebody's interested and has the time and patience, right? But all the Gemini knows is that they're effing around. They're just like, okay, I see a box, I want to open it up. However, if your particular Scorpio is in the flavor of defensiveness and protectiveness, that's not going to go well. And that's happening with Drake. That's essentially what happened with Drake, where he has a Cancer moon. And so for a guy, this is a very protective energy, but it's also vulnerable. You see, Scorpio and Cancer are feminine signs, feminine energy. And all guys, every single male who has a feminine energy to them struggles to find their masculinity despite that. And this is something I've seen with working with tons of people, too many people, over time, is that masculine women need to learn how to contain or work with their energy in the feminine, as well as feminine men have to figure it out. It's just a part of their journey. We survive, okay? So, however, if a person is underdeveloped, spiritually immature, and personally immature, they're gonna front and they're gonna lie. And that's where Drake's Leo kicks in, where he can entertain, he can do the facade, he can pretend that he's the macho, or he's this, or he's that. He's the Leo. Yet when you try to go beyond that, there isn't any more substance per se. Because you crack it open, you kind of just see a mushy, soft guy. Now, in a personal relationship, this would be cute. We love that. But for the guy-to-guy relationship, that's seen as weakness and lame and all that stuff. I don't know what the guys tell each other. But that would be an insecurity for Drake. Okay, now we come on to Kendrick, who's a Gemini Sun, Pisces Moon, so he's very imaginative. Kendrick's Pisces Moon actually makes him able to relate to Drake. And so he can understand all of that. I'm telling you, he can read them. The issue here is that Pisces energy tends to express itself artistically. So instead of pouring that out into another person or a relationship or something like that, it goes into the creative realm. That is why we see Kanye and Kendrick have the same astrological sun and moon. And we see that they channel their creativity through the word, through music and artistry and telling a story. So we know that this works, right? Now, Kendrick has the Aries North Node. Both of them have the Aries North Node. And this is fundamentally what is happening here, is that you have one Aries North Node that is, I guess you could say, developed per se, knows who they are, knows, you know, what their name is and what they stand for. They're not in their falsehood. And then you have another Aries North Node who's competition in the same field. Kendrick's opinion of Drake is that he's XYZ, and so he's going to call him out, and he's going to say anything that he needs to balance the situation. Now, to be honest, all of this is fine. This isn't a huge deal to bring catalytic moments like it has. So we go deeper into the chart, and when I do go deeper into the chart, I can see the hammer, and this is what it is. in my opinion, it seems like Kendrick is more spiritually aware and spiritually evolved, okay? So because of that, his Mars becomes stronger in his natal chart because that's the ruler of his North Node. And so Kendrick has Mars in Cancer. And we've had Mars in Cancer for several months. And so there's a lot of pent-up energy that Kendrick has had, especially during his nodal return. They just both went through a nodal return, which is a big destiny shifting time in your life. So his Mars is directly over Drake's moon. He knows some stuff. He knows some things about him, and Scorpio does not like that. Okay, the second thing that I think is pretty huge is that Kendrick's sun is over Drake's Chiron. And so Chiron is the biggest wound that a person could possibly ever carry. And I think that Kendrick must have done a lot of work on himself because he has this too. But he is too close to Drake's Chiron. And that is a strike. That would be 2 strikes against Drake. Drake doesn't have much on him. He just needs to man up.